Good everyone, welcome to my self-hosted podcast on transhumanism. I am Vikas Cohen, author of Transcending Homo Sapiens, a transhumanist exploration book, and I'm a passionate advocate for transhumanism. Now, you must be wondering, why should I listen to this guy, right? I've been deeply involved in this movement for years, and I'm here to share what I believe is the future of human race through technology and philosophy. So today, what I'm going to do, I'll be talking about the conspiracy surrounding transhumanism, right? Because obviously there are lots of conspiracy going around transhumanist movement, and people are spilling different stories and unfortunate realities that people are listening to those people who got nothing to do with the transhumanism, but they're buying their false narrative around transhumanism. Now, before I get into the conspiracy theory surrounding transhumanism, I just wanted to, if you have never heard about transhumanism, so it's the great opportunity for you now. So what exactly is transhumanism, right? At its core, it's a movement dedicated to using technology to enhance the human condition. We are talking about things like Elon Musk's Neuralink, which you might have heard about it, which aims to merge humans with artificial intelligence, or genetic engineering techniques like CRISPR-Cas9 that could, in my honest opinion, revolutionize healthcare. Now, the Neuralink, I wanted to take a step back, right? Now, you must be wondering, oh, that's scary. The whole point of Neuralink is to give an opportunity for disabled people to have a normal life. That's the whole point of Neuralink. I understand that it's in a beginning stage. That's why you might have seen the chip size is quite big. Now, over the course of time, I'm optimistic, the chip size will get tinier and tinier, and we're going to even look at things at nanoscales. Now, as a transhumanist, right, I believe transhumanist offers hope to people by potentially extending life, enhancing human abilities, and solving problems that seems impossible with current biology. Let's accept the fact, right, human beings, though we are in the top of the evolutionary chain, we are still a primitive species, right? Our biology is primitive, right? We cannot extend our lifespan more than 200 years. We cannot regrow our organs back, though liver has some capability, which they're doing some research using stem cell, but it's still very limited at this stage, right? And now think about a future where you can regrow your organs, right? Where you don't have to worry about, getting injured. You can heal yourself in a short span of time because you have nanotech inserted in your body. Now, from a religious perspective and from a spiritual perspective, I know a lot of people might be against it because, human beings are meaning-seeking entities, right? Look, I'm Jewish. For me, I'm religious, but at the same time, I'm realistic at this because I don't buy everything, any argument just for the sake of it, right? So what I meant by that is, right, just listen to it with more attention, what I'm trying to say, right, with open mind. Now, the entire conspiracy around transhumanist movement, the most of the conspiracy comes from religious people. It's not driven by atheists, it's not driven by agnostic, it's driven by fundamental religious people who believe that if a transhumanist movements become normal, that they might lose their monopoly in human life, right? Let's accept the fact, right? We have no idea about the existence of God, right? I'm saying this as a Jewish person, right? One of the important things that we learn in Judaism, right, is to challenge everything you can, right? So that we can have a concrete, agreement. So now there are two sects of people on this planet, one who believe the God exists, one who believe do not exist. And both can't prove each other wrong, right? Because can you prove the existence of God? You cannot, right? Because it's faith-based stuff. And can you disprove? That's the argument most of the religious people say. You cannot, right? So there are two sects of people. As long as the people respect each other, people can coexist. That's the most important thing, right? Now, why transhumanism challenges the people narrative? Because you have an ability to heal yourself. You can extend your lifespan. So some religious people will say you're playing a God role. Now, like I said, right, those who do not believe in God, so that discussion is absolutely, it make no sense, right? Because they will say, well, you cannot prove the existence of God. Then at the same time, you're saying there's some, God exists, right? But that like I said, right, listen to this conversation with open mind, right? Because I'm not challenging any religion. I'm not challenging any atheistic approach. I'm just saying the reason why conspiracy emerged. Now, I heard many people say, "Look, transhumanism is the beast of I don't know what they say, beast of some Satan stuff." Because as a Jew, I don't believe in the concept of Satan. That thing is very different, unlike other Abrahamic faith. But this is the narrative I often get to hear. Oh, look, you're a devil worshipper because you're promoting transhumanism. How is going to be a devil worshipper? First of all, what is devil, right? It's the human manifestation, right? They invented something which they wanted to oppose, right? How is enhancing human is considered as a devil worship? How is providing advanced healthcare using nanotech, using transhumanist technologies considered as a devil worship? How is helping someone, say, let's say, who's dying of cancer to extend their life so that that person can have a meaningful life is a devil worship? I don't understand that. This is a absolutely stupid argument. And then another analogy, they say, oh, look, this is a Freemason movement. They wanted to take over the world. When I hear this kind of conversation, it just, those people leaves no room for any discussion, right? And most of the people who make this analogy are not Freemasons to begin with, right? Now, look, I'm a Freemason, right? I've been in Freemasonry for years, and I can clearly tell you, right? We got no intention to do any of this stuff, right? Yes, there are Freemasons who believe in transhumanism like me. There are Freemasons who believe in biology. There are Freemasons who believe in mathematics. There are Freemasons here. But our main goal is to make this planet a better world. Like I said, right, in Jewish faith, we have something called Tikkun Olam, which means to heal the world. And for me, a Freemasonry aligns with that ideology, to say to heal the world and make the world a better place. For me, I see the transhumanism as a way to move forward. And then, someone like Yuval Harari, right, who's a historian, when he makes a statement and people cherry pick his statement and they play that statement over and over and over and over just to prove a point. Look, he's a Satanist. He's a part of World Economic Forum. Look, World Economic Forum, in my honest opinion, they are there to have, and their organization, the main goal is all about economics, right? And where does the transhumanism comes from, right? Just because Yuval Harari went to World Economic Forum and spoke about, potential implications of what happens if the technology goes wrong, and which he did in a very, very effective way. He addressed the important issue, he raised a valid concern, and which I believe he did a great job. And people, instead of getting his exact message, they started cherry picking this stuff, and they cherry picked the stuff in such a bad way that they gone off the track and started building their own conspiracy. This is why, the transhumanism is getting a lot of hatred, a lot of unwanted hit from the people who got nothing to do with the transhumanist movement. Transhumanism is a technology movement, right? It involves nanotech, it involves synthetic biology, it involves mathematics, it involves chemistry, it involves physics. It is a highly advanced technological movement, right? So a person needs to be extremely talented, extremely skilled to be part of this movement. You can't be just a junkie, walk around and say, look, I'm a transhumanist. That's not how it works. Look, I do a lot of AI stuff, right? So artificial intelligence is one of the foundation of AI. Transhumanist movement. So next time when you hear somebody talks about transhumanism, right, take a step back and try to understand the agenda behind that person, right? If the person says, look, transhumanists will destroy humanity, ask for the reference, right? Ask that person, show me the proof, right? Because the problem is human beings are more driven by emotions, and it's easy to drive human emotions, right? Because let's say you have a sect of people who believe in similar ideology, it's very easy to brainwash them with their false propaganda. And that's exactly what's happening in the transhumanist movement, right? People are getting brainwashed by wrong people who got nothing to do with transhumanist movement, right? I said to people, come and talk to me. I'm a transhumanist. I can explain to you the stuff what we do, how important it is for human race. And it's not to control anybody. It's not to rule anybody. In fact, it's to make sure that we human beings have a meaningful life on this planet Earth so that we can extend our lifespan, do great things together, and make this planet Earth a better place. That's all the transhumanism is all about, right? And one thing I ask people, right, you often say, technological advancement is bad for health. Then why do you seek the medical health care, right? Then why do you look for, the cancer treatment? When a person suffers from cancer, why are you even looking for the treatment? That seems to me a hypocritical, because you wanted to get a treatment because when you get sick, but you're not happy for researchers to, invest in transhumanism, right? To make sure that we have better technology to address the health concern, climate concern, and all of the ecological disasters which humans have created. I do acknowledge that we need to have ethical frameworks in place. There is no denial of that. That's one of the reasons why I'm writing a book on laws of transhumanism, which will ensure before we hit fifth industrial revolution, we have all the laws in place so that we human being or technocratic society which we're going to build will comply to those policies so that everyone understands their role in the society, right? And so this is one of the main reason why I thought I will do this podcast, right? Obviously, this is my first podcast in transhumanism. I've been doing podcasts on other tech stack, but so this is my opinion, and I would really love to hear your opinion. Please don't take it as a rant, but I get frustrated when people who got nothing to do with transhumanism, they bring their religious, agenda to the conversation. I get it, right? It's your perception, right? I'm not challenging your religious belief system. I'm not challenging any of the religious narrative, right? That's how you've been raised. That's how you've been taught. That's up to you, right? I got nothing to do with it. But you got no right to go and hammer a movement without providing any fact just because you got brainwashed by your pastor or by your or whatever, right? And then you say, look, this is all to defame XYZ religion. It's got nothing to do with it. Like I said, transhumanism got nothing to do with religion. So religion and transhumanism cannot mix together. It's end of story, right? It's like you're mixing two different things which doesn't mix, right? Both have different purpose. If you're talking about spiritual aspect, yes. And then there is another controversy around AI gods, right? Or AIs will be our gods. Like I said, the concept of God is very sensitive, right? Not every human being believe in the concept of God. There are many atheists, there are many agnostic, and like I said, you cannot prove the existence of God. At the same time, you cannot disprove, right? So there are two sects of people. And you cannot say faith as a fact, right? There is no fact. You cannot scientifically prove. Just because, every time a science invents something and you say it's written in religious book, that doesn't make sense. Okay, then why is the religious book not talking about what's going to happen in quantum physics, let's say 100 years down the line? They cannot express it because it's not mentioned anywhere there. Now, when a discovery happens, somehow religious people try to squeeze their, oh, look, this is how it mentioned in religious text. Okay, why are you not talking about now, right, when it's not discovered? Because there is no mention of any of the stuff there, right? It's just to sugarcoat the people, which is fine, right? Like I said, that's their moment, their own stuff, what they wanted to do. So for me, it's very important, right? People understand transhumanism. And I'm open to, take questions from people, talk about the importance of transhumanism, and to explain why transhumanism is important for human race. And look, like I said, I'm a Freemason. I'm a very, very proud Freemason, right? And I do a lot of good stuff for the community. I do charity. I love human being. I love human race. And for me, one thing as a Freemason, that I learned, it's very important that you serve your community, serve your planet, be humble, be kind to your fellow citizen. And yes, I believe in the concept of God, right? Like I said, I'm a Jew. I believe in the concept of God, but not the way people believe, right? Everyone has their own belief system. Everyone has their own perception towards universe, towards life, towards spirituality. And my transhumanism movement is something which I'm extremely proud about, extremely passionate about. And I believe that a lot of illnesses what we see on the planet Earth will go away once we slowly transition the human race to the transhumanism, right? It's not about losing your humanity. You will not lose your humanity. Even today, we have prosthetics, right? We have bionics. We have people who lose their limbs, who lose their, other parts, where we have artificial body organ parts that get attached to them to help them get back to their normal life. So if people do not have problem with that, I don't understand why do people have problem with the transhumanism, because we are talking about a bit advanced version of it, right? And yes, I do understand from a data perspective aspect, it's something which we need to take it very seriously. That's why I mentioned we need to have ethical framework. But in my honest opinion, as a transhumanist, I believe transhumanism is a greater force for the planet Earth, and it's good for every human being on the planet Earth. People don't have to upgrade to be a transhuman, right? That's a choice I believe every transhumanist should give to human race. Some people don't want to be part of transhumanism, which is perfectly fine, right? That's called the freedom of speech. You should have right to decide for yourself. But you don't have any right to defame a movement without giving a concrete proof. You need to give, it's okay to challenge something, right? You say, look, I'm not happy with it. I think this is sinister. Perfectly fine. Show us the proof, the reason why you believe so, right? If you can't do that, then you are spilling controversy and without any substance, and people will not take you seriously. Then you are just a conspiracy theorist who wanted to, provoke people with your own agenda, and that's been going on, for many, many years, right? And if you are not a part of scientific advancement, that's perfectly fine, right? Like I said, we all believe in our own stuff. Some believe in, unicorns. Some believe in, person, whatever, right? Some believe in a human god. Some believe in demigods. It doesn't matter, right? It's individual choice. As long as your belief is not impacting other people's life, that's perfectly fine. But if you started to impact other people's life with your belief system, then that's the problem. And we transhumanism are not going to force anybody to believe in it. I said we have a moment where scientists are working on it, cutting edge stuff, and all I'm saying is that there is no sinister stuff that's going on. We are working on we're working on technological advancement to improve human life, to make the life comfortable, right? Where human beings don't have to die, right? We can extend the lifespan for, say, 200, 300 years, right? We can have artificial organs where, let's say if your heart fails, you can attach an artificial heart. Or if your kidney fails, you can attach a kidney. It's called a plug and play organ architecture, where I am writing a research paper on. So yeah, so think about it, what I just said. And it's a great, beautiful movement. And if you wanted to be part of it, you're most welcome. Like I said, I'm not an evangelist to go and, sell transhumanism, but read about it. There's a lot of cutting edge stuff going on in this area, and it's a beautiful movement. And that being said, hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Adios.